Alright, so in this problem, we need to identify our A, B, C's, and D's, if there are any. I recognize that there's no C value. The reason why I know there's no C value is because I don't see a what clause? There's no parentheses. So in this problem, there is no phase shift. Phase shift. None. Now, if you're confused about the A, B, C's, and D values, you can always rewrite it this way. I'm putting the -3 in the back, and then you can write the letters above it. So here you can see that our A value is 3, which means our amplitude is what class? It's a +3. Our B value is 1. So that means our period is 2 pi over B, which is just 2 pi. Now, I do want to dispel the myth. On last week's lesson about horizontal shifts, we put it between an interval of 0 and 2 pi. You guys remember this? Mm-hmm. Is it possible to place it over here? The answer is yes. Because if I had to put a set of parentheses, I would put it here. And I told you guys put the parentheses in between 0 and 2 pi. Well, isn't that just your start and your end? So if you're confused when to put it between 0 and 2 pi, you can actually do it all the time. It's the same thing. C value, because there are no parentheses of x plus something, x minus something, you don't have to factor. There is no phase shift. And our D value is -3. Class, is that going to go up or down? We're going to go down 3 units. Alright, let's review our steps. Step number 1. What do we do? Class, did we find the period already? Yeah. Step number 2. Let's do our 4 intervals. So go ahead and look ahead and predict, well, if I'm going to go down 3 units, I gotta give myself lots of space below. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's 2 pi. Talk to your partner 5 seconds. Am I starting on the y-axis on this problem? Why or why not? How do you know that?
Yes, there is no C.
Esther, do you know if we're going to start on the y-axis? Why is that? Esther recognizes there is no horizontal shift. There is no parentheses. There is no C value. So you are starting on the y-axis. I have 0 and 2 pi. Class, what's after that? What's the midpoint between 0 and pi? And the distance between pi and 2 pi? 3 pi over 2. Alright, let's work on now our 5 x values. Now we are going down 3 units, so I'll work over here. My x values are 0, pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, and 2 pi. We just wrote down our x values. Now I have to find sine at those x values. Class, what's sine at 0?
0.
Pi over 2?
0. -1. 0.
Remember, when you're doing these, you'll always get the what? Everyone say always quadrantal.
Always quadrantal.
You'll always come back to the quadrantal angles. Now I'm going to do times. Do you guys see how it's multiplication? 3 times sine of x?
Yeah.
So let's take 3 times whatever we found on the previous row. Class, 3 times 0?
0. 3. 0. -3. 0.
Now if you think about why I wrote the d value first, it's because if you think about it, we're working in that direction. Do you see that? X, sine of x, multiply by 3, and now we're going to add -3. Let's add -3. Class, if I add -3 to 0, what do I get? Zero. And we're just adding a -3. -3 plus a -3. So again, all I did from this step to this step is just add a -3. Let's go ahead and graph this. Now I can anticipate a minimum of -6, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. So at 0 I have -3. Pi over 2 I have 0. At pi I have -3. 3 pi over 2 I have -6. And at 2 pi I have -3. Now the great thing about this chart, so a lot of students are asking me about this chart. Do I have to do the chart? Well, let me show you what would happen if you don't use the chart. Assumingly that there's no horizontal shift, because that'll be a little more difficult, you would have to put in an x value, such as 0. Class, what's sine at 0?
0.
And 0 times 3?
0.
0 plus -3. That's why the graph's at -3. But in the chart, we're kind of doing that one step at a time through all the 5 points. Now, you don't have to do this next part. I just want to show you what do each of these other points look like.